I've got a couple of things I want to show you today that I've recently ordered. So I don't know if you've seen these, but they get shown to me on Facebook advertisements a lot. I've got two sizes here, and they are a firewood splitting tool. You chuck it up in a drill and use it to split. Now, most of the ads show them cutting up small pieces. Looks like something maybe if you're out camping and you've got some bigger pieces of wood and you want to split it into kindling or something. But they also do show a couple of good sized chunks. Now I see those and I think that is a really cool idea. It's neat. But, you know, neat's not that helpful. I'm not spending money on something because it's cool. I want it to be actually helpful, something that I can put in my toolbox with my other wood cutting tools and use. So I thought, if I had a big pile of rounds sitting here, would I use that? The answer is no. I'm just going to put them on the splitter. If you didn't have a splitter, you might prefer that to an axe. I don't know yet, or to a splitting maul. But where this would benefit me is with these big rounds right here. So let me measure this real quick. That's 33.5 inches that way. About 31 inches the other way. So I made a video recently where I split nothing but rounds that were this big or bigger. I wrestled some of them up onto the splitter with it in the vertical orientation, and I tried making a cross hatch with the chainsaw and then using wedges, and then I tried just using the splitting maul. Bottom line, every one of those ways wears you out pretty quick, and none of them feel very efficient. But if these tools could nibble chunks off of the outside of this until it's a manageable size to get on the splitter, then you've really got something. And that's what I want to find out. So, this is currently, let me see how long it is. So it's about 33.5 inches long, and one end is kind of rotten. So I'll probably get 2 splittable pieces out of this. The first thing I'm going to do is cut 16 inches off of it, and I'm going to try using these drilling tools to split it up. Now I've got a cordless drill out here, and I'm sure that those tools would do a lot better in a corded drill, and I may even get a corded drill depending on how this does. But again, it's about usability, and you know, I split wood down here. There's no electric down where I split at. So if you have to have a corded drill, it still goes in the cool things category. It's not the everyday use category. So let's get this cut up and see how they do. Before we get into the main test, let's just do what they did in the Facebook video. Say you're wanting to start a fire and you've got regular wood, but you want some smaller kindling strips. Let's see how this does at splitting that up. Hey, look, guys, we split wood with it. So as far as cordless drills go, this is a DeWalt 20 volt max XR. It's kind of their expensive version of all their cordless drills. Tell immediately, this tool is not going to do anything with the cordless drill. So, I'll get a better drill. I think I'll take this up with the shop rather than run electric down here. The building right behind the camera is going to have electric in it, but it doesn't yet. So, let's take this big chunk of wood up to the shop and see if this tool will work in a better drill. Alright, well here we go. So this is not a high-end hammer drill or anything, but it's also not a cheap Walmart drill. I think I paid about $100 for this drill probably a little over a year ago. So there's no reason that it shouldn't be able to handle this. If this drill won't run these bits, then I think that's the fault of the bit. We couldn't tell anything with the cordless drill about whether or not this would dig into the wood and split it, because it didn't have the power to even push through that little thin piece of firewood. There's one more thing here, and this is just my ignorance. I could find someone who knows or look it up, but this is not a standard drill bit shaft. It's made either for a special drill, or this is supposed to slide into something else. I've bought masonry bits that had that end on them before, and if you can tell me about this in the comments, I'd appreciate the opportunity to learn something from you. But I don't think, I mean, the way I've got that chucked up, it's pretty close to center. I think it should still work. That should have been expected, but it wasn't in the video. So if you work for the company that makes a product like this, you know, I'm not looking to bash anybody's product. And when I came out here to record this video, I'm a really optimistic person. And since I had no way to know how well this product would work, I honestly believe this was going to be a video showing how awesome this product is. But so far, that's just not the case. again, the fact that that wood spun really isn't the fault of the product. If it's getting a lot of torque, it's going to spin. But I'm not impressed so far. We're going to go ahead and sink it into this bigger chunk out towards the edge and see what we get. So as you saw, when I ran it out towards the edge, it just broke off a little piece about that tall. I moved in maybe, what are we at? 3 inches there, and it couldn't sink in. So is there an application for this product? I don't really see it. Maybe if you had rounds that were the regular size, like 8-10 inch rounds, and maybe you could split them with that. I kind of think they would spin like that little chunk did. But anything that's big enough and heavy enough not to spin doesn't look like it's going to dig into it. So if anyone can tell me something I'm doing wrong or how to make these work, I'd be glad to hear it and record a second video showing my mistakes and the correct way to use these. But until that happens, I'm gonna say that this is a Gimmick. They're not super cheap, and I bought 2 of them. So I feel like it's a Gimmick, and I recommend you don't buy one. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. In a minute, you'll see links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.